Welcome back to Sheffield then for the first Elite League semi-final against the regular season champions, the Queen Bees, who are going to be playing in a sort of Vegas Golden Knights jersey against the Whitley Bay Beacons. I'm Adam Matman. Joining me for this one is Connor Medley, Sutton Sting forward. Connor, we've watched these teams throughout the season. It's going to be an interesting matchup, isn't it?
It is indeed, yeah. The Bee's back.
Yeah, she's back.
The Bee is back. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting matchup. The Queen Bees obviously pretty much dominated the season and got the league, but Whitley have been fighting through and through and getting some good results against some top teams.
Yeah, and included in that, of course, they took a point off the Queen Bees this year, which was the first time they've ever done that. So yeah, there is hope. And speaking of which, they've lost Louise Adams, Queen Bees, which is a huge loss for them, and certainly offensively. And it means for Whitley, I mean, it's a positive for them, isn't it, to not come up against who was the architect of their downfall a year ago.
Yeah, it's a big loss for them, but a big game for Whitley as well. Obviously, Queen Bees will have to slightly change how they play, because they do play around her to a degree. And Whitley will have probably planned to defend against how she plays as well, so it'll be a bit of a swap around and a change up for both teams there.
There will. Speaking of which, with Louise out, that's 40 points missing. But beyond that, you've got the Swindon pair of Ellie Wallace and Lily Endicott. They've both put up 25 points this season. Then you've got Catherine Gale and Abby Sylvester, GB internationals, 18 points each. Abigail Stewart there, who's talking to Steph Towns. She's one of two new Canadians on the team, Desiree Snook being the other one. So they're players to look out for as well. Puck is just about to be dropped then, and it's the Steph Towns line out there with Becky Kastner-Wood and Ruby Newlands, which we've seen in recent weeks as being the starting line. Here's Casey Trell, who goes through a drag back, gets behind Abby Sylvester, going towards goal early on, but draws a save under Mackenzie McNamara, but Beacon showing their intent from the off there, which is good to see.
Good aggressive start. I think Wallace just blew a tyre, and then Whitley just took advantage and went down.
Indeed, yeah, and Casey Trell's going to be partnered with Kat Eastwood. There is no Caitlin Morrison, which is a big loss. She's the second highest point scorer this season for Whitley, so really as big a loss for the Beacons as perhaps Louise Adams is for the Queen Bees, as we get a whistle on the play there. I mean, we know there's Mooney, of course. Mooney is generates so much offense from the blue line, and that's going to be a massive loss, isn't it?
Huge loss, yeah. She's a very two-way D-man. She's very good offensively on the blue line, making plays and making the right play to dump it in, or whether to take a shot on net when there's traffic. But as well, she's very good defensively as well, and she knows when to stay at home and she knows when to carry as well.
Indeed, yeah. Amelia Williams is on this D pairing. Still trying to get used to them in this unfamiliar-looking jersey that the Queen Bees have got. It's very reminiscent of the Vegas Golden Knights, and generally they're playing black and yellow, but we'll take a little bit of getting used to. I think Whitley in their dark jerseys for this one. Gale tips it in and will chase down. And Whitley Bay just having to defend there, but we'll push out here with Evie Tyndall, who's already had a game today and was on the winning side. Cool short shots blocked, but a good omen for the Beacons with Evie. Although she was kept off the score sheet, she did help lead her team to victory earlier on against a very strong Chelmsford Rattlesnake side. So she's playing in the final tomorrow. She's hoping to get back there again with the elite team, which we'll see how she gets on today. But the Queen Bees then in the offensive zone. Lily Endicott to Ellie Wallace, and they're keeping Abigail Stewart's on this line with them. But you're right, Connor, you were saying before about losing somebody of the calibre of Louise Adams and having to readjust. That's a last-ditch challenge there by Caitlin Stocks, and that was well timed as well, prevented Ellie Wallace from converting. Lily Endicott, great hands from her, but she had no passing option, and the Beacons will look to push out here with Claire Turnbull. She's another player who's going to have a busy weekend, involved with the Caledonia Steel Queens later this evening. Stewart comes in to double up, her and Endicott squeezing the puck off the Beacons, but they're having to defend deep here as Ruby Newland steals the puck back, still with Ruby as she'll control. Casey Trell's open, dumped in via the boards into the corner. Queen Bees having to build from the back here. But, I mean, you're opening a few exchanges here, Connor, and you'd say it's a positive start from Whitley, isn't it?
It's a positive start from Whitley, yeah. Their structure defensively, it looks a lot stronger than it has previously when I've watched them. I don't know if they've been working out and training or they've been a lot more disciplined, but their structure and the way they're trying to close the Queen Bees down is quite good, to be honest with you, because they're not allowing them to play their game, basically.
Yeah, and as we saw there, that was Ruby Newlands getting a shot off. Abby Sylvester did just about get a stick on the end of that just to block it and redirect it away from goal. And it's Sylvester, the GB international, who controls now. She will slip that one out the zone, but it's picked up by Heidi Dunn, another one of the players who played in the 16s before. She's the captain of the 16s, so that one will come back off the boards and it will be collected by Jade Sito, who's partnering Heidi on this pairing. Abby Sylvester can't keep that one in. She'll have to track back, but that's going to go for icing. Yeah, so that keeps the pressure in the Beacon zone. But a first real stoppage then. Yeah, two sides quite tentative at the minute, still trying to find each other out, aren't they?
Yeah, it takes a while to get into these games, especially in playoffs as well. It takes you a good couple of shifts. You've kind of just got to concentrate on doing the small little things right for the first couple of shifts. You don't have to try anything dramatic or anything. You just got to do the little stuff right, be in the right position, make the right call and make the right plays and skate hard and mark the people you need to mark, and then the game starts to evolve from there. If you try too much too soon, you end up being a little bit jittery and just you're chasing your own game all game then, trying to improve on that. But if you build good foundations from the beginning of that, then you only build from there.
Yeah, indeed. As a prone Ellie Wallace is still able to control the puck and dump it into the zone, and Beacons will look to play out with Sito. Now Coolshaw, who's on this line with Emma Lamberton and Evie Tyndale. Have mixed the lines up. Oh, it's gone in, and that's come out of nothing. Really quick entry into the zone. It's Ellie Wallace, who so often is the one who scores, and particularly against the Beacons, she's been a thorn in the side for a while. But I mean, that's harsh really, because Beacons had been so positive early on. Yeah,
a bit of a broken play really. They were out of nothing.
It was. Rode a couple of challenges, got in, and then shot block aside. Not much Sam could do about that really.
No, it was like she went through three people and just managed to squeeze through, and I think it's just the stick length she's got as well on her opponents there. Managed to get it through, but it were nicely done, well controlled and good goal.
It was indeed, yeah, and that's the crucial breakthrough then. But early doors, plenty of time to go. Whitley have got a chance to easily get back into this, of course. Gale with a nice pass out wide. It will be gathered in on this near side by Doig, who's up from the back.
Oh no, we've got a 2-on-1.
Yeah, cool shot. Centering pass all alone. And it was Evie Tyndale who was right on the doorstep, but a nice poke check from Mackenzie McNamara denied her. But I mean, what a pass that was from Coolshaw.
Yeah, good pass through there.
And you know all about, of course, because she was on your line at Bradford for a few years.
She was, yeah. She's a very unselfish player and will look for the pass before the shot all the time.
Yeah. Beacons control behind their net. They'll use the opportunity to complete a line change here. Grace Cooper, who's making her first playoff appearance for the Beacons, who's previously been with the Kingston Diamonds here, of course, on the last few years. Queen Bees enjoying a bit of time in the offensive zone, though. Shot comes through, well blocked. Beacons will get that one away with Ruby Newland. Price it is, who went close before. Price, who we saw in action actually against the Beacons with the Chelmsford Rattlesnakes. So many players involved in multiple games this weekend. With McGee on this line as well, with Millie Georgie. It's not a bad third line to have for the Queen Bees. Let me tell you, as Danielle Turnbull looked to capitalise that. Kat Eastwood, who's had a remarkable season in Div 1 this year with Caledonia, second highest top scorer, which is no mean feat with North American born players there. McGee will carry in, previously with Guildford and Streatham, of course, and her first season with the Queen Bees, who always seems to link up well with Louise Adams. last couple of years she'd spent with Ange Taylor at Streatham as well. So 2 real legends of the game for her to learn from. So that one will be controlled by Miley Drazy, who her mother is in the inflatable bee costume. Coulshaw's entry into his own denied, push back, that one's dumped back in. Sito will drop back and control. Heidi Dunn open for a passing option there. But positive response from Whitley. Yes, there's still a lot of pressure coming in from the Queen Bees, but they're soaking it up nicely at the minute.
They are doing, yeah. They're soaking up the pressure well, and they're not panicking and just throwing the puck.
Here's Coulshaw now. Lovely pass out to Towns, who gets a shot on net. Collects her own rebound. She's behind the net row, and then Williams makes the play. Stewart looking for that outlet pass, but it's brought up the ice by Endicott, and will find Wallace, who's probably is going to be the difference between these sides today. She always seems to find that extra gear against Whitley, and indeed at the playoffs. And with Louise Adams out of the lineup for this one, getting injured on international duty for GB, she is going to be perhaps called upon to make up some of that scoring slack. Gale up along the boards. She's another outstanding servant to the game as well, part of the coaching staff of the Firebees as well, along with Chrissy Newman and Louise Adams. Such a strong trio of coaches there. Doig will control over to the far side. Now up along the boards, collected just inside the zone. Whitley keep it inside.
Oh, nice touch there.
It was, wasn't it? And I think it was Emma Lamberton. It's a trail. Thought about the one-timer with control first. Now she's got 2 players on her, but gets out of trouble there. Voslinski was closing in on her. Well done by Trail. Gets a shot through traffic. That could have gone anywhere. It will be swept clear by the Queen Bee. Stays inside the zone though. Coulshaw fires. The save comes back out. Now that will be lofted clear by the Queen Bees, and the Beacons will just about control on the blue line with Kat Eastwood. That's a nice pass forward, but Beacons in the middle of a change there, so the Queen Bees regain possession. Sylvester over on that far side. Queen Bees looking to make it 4 times in a row as playoff champions. McGee now, she was part of the last team to win the playoffs, which wasn't the Queen Bees, which was the Guildford Lightning back in 2022 in Widnes. Shots blocked and will come back out. So it's been 3 years of the Queen Bees winning, and looking at their lineup, Connor, you'd say they're still a formidable force, aren't they?
They definitely are. They're probably the favourites coming into this game and this weekend as well.
Yeah.
It's not only that they've got a fair bit of talent between all the players, it's just they seem to play very well as a team as well, and they've got good chemistry.
Yeah. And
they always seem to, no matter what the way the game is going or what the result is, they just stay resilient, and they don't crumble. They don't seem to get stressed or get worried about anything, and they stay level-headed quite a lot, which is it's either good player mentality or good coaching also.
Yeah, Abby Sylvester rode a couple of challenges there. Now she'll dart towards goal, go again. And I think Jade Sito just got a stick on that and was able to tip it over and high into the net. But that will do. That will. You don't want to allow players of the quality of Abby Sylvester to drive at your goal like that.
No, you don't want them driving in, and especially she's looking quite offensively minded today as well.
Yeah.
But again, she's another one like Mooney. She's good offensively. She's good at making plays. She's good at actually acting as a forward if she carries in and the D covers her, and she's also a very good defensive player also.
She certainly is, yeah. And that one will be controlled behind the back of the net. Beacons in control with Becky Castner-Wood. Finds Ruby Newland cycling it nicely in that corner. Ruby couldn't quite hold on. There was 3 gold shirts around her in the end. Grace Cooper steps up.
It's a good pass.
It really is. It's Wallace, though, who's going to drive towards net, but Caitlin Stock's doing a good job of forcing her wide, forcing her to the outside lane. And that's all you really can do with Ellie and hope for the best, because she's got such a strong, long reach. And that one picked off, and it'll be the Queen Bees with Mardy Drazy will look to set the play away. Picked off in the neutral zone by Casey Trail, though, and back on the Beacons. Trail with a couple of options available to her, holds on, finds Newlands, and then gets a give and go and kick save. Good save by Mackenzie McNamara, and then Eastwood steers it on net. Big rebound. Newlands getting stuck in with against Lydia Endicott.
That's some good pressure from Whitley there in front of the net. That's all they need to do. They just need to get in front of the net and put numbers there.
Yeah.
Take away the goalie's eyes, they can't see, you're going to get a goal.
Yeah, being a bit more aggressive as well, which helps. I mean, as I say, they have, for the first time ever, taken a point off the Queen Bees this season. So that's got to give them a little bit more belief this year than they had last year. Yeah,
definitely. It's got to give them a bit of confidence and a bit of we can attitude, rather than constantly fighting an uphill battle against them. And, you know, when you lose every game against a team, it does start to affect you mentally and thinking, can we? But showing that they got a point off them this year just shows that, you know, they actually can. So that'll give them a massive confidence boost going into this game as well. Yeah, definitely.
As Cito will control. Picked off on the far side by Snook. I'll say she's the one of the 2 Canadian players who've been brought in this season, who weren't on the roster last year. So a first look for a lot of the players, or a lot of fans rather. It's their first look at them at these playoffs. Battle continues in the corner. Back to Lamberton.
That's a nice part. Oh, unfortunate. Oh, still in.
Picked off by Tyndale. It's going to be a penalty. She was brought down there.
Tripping call there.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if it was Snook or Viv McGee. It was one of them, certainly. And Sam Bolwell the bench for the additional attacker. But whistle goes, so it will revert to the power play now. But good opportunity this for the Beacons, isn't it?
It is, yeah. It gives them a chance. Person on the ice, always a pleasure to have, as long as you can maintain the possession of the puck and work it and just not overplay it either. But it'll be a good chance to see, obviously, the power play and the penalty kill from both sides.
Yeah, Viv McKee then will go into the box. Beacons power play. From the draw.
It's well kept in.
Townsy keeps it in, yeah. Now, Casey Trail, who has shot a few times early on. She looks on a mission to get a goal here today, doesn't she?
She certainly does.
And Townsy again collects off the board, skips over that challenge from Hannah Byram, the Queen Bees captain. Still with Steph Towns. Looking for a passing option, really led the team offensively this year, top scorer. She closes up to 650 points for the club, which is phenomenal. Casey Trail controls from her own blue line, will advance into the offensive zone. Rides under the challenge, looking for the play here, needs a passing option still, but Casey Trail, the Queen Bees, quite happy to let her control it and keep their shape. Shot comes in from Coolshaw, but straight into a bread basket. Mackenzie McNamara holds on and will get a face-off in the Queen Bee zone.
Yeah, they seem to be struggling to cycle the puck here, and they keep having to run round and reset, and the Queen Bees are doing a good job at marking everybody that's not on the puck as well, which is it's good defensive work from them.
It is indeed, yeah, and that one's cleared. We'll go the distance. Snook will close this one down. It's forced Sam Bolwell to have to come out of a crease to play that one just to keep it moving. And
it's a very rare occurrence, that.
You can say that because she's your partner.
Yep, very rare occurrence. She'll leave that crease. It's danger zone.
Yeah.
Anywhere outside of that blue paint is danger.
Yeah. But she was kind of forced into doing it because there was no Beacons player there.
No.
If she hadn't, then Snook had all the time in the world to get herself set in front of the net.
No, that's the problem, because Beacons here are playing 1-3-1 on the power play, so you've got what's technically called is the quarterback of the play. So if they do get a touch or a bump on a pass going to the quarterback position, so to speak, it is quite horrible to chase back because they've already got the momentum and you're pretty much flat-footed. So that's when the keeper does have to step up and play the puck.
Yeah, Lamberton just going wide of the net there. Had a couple of chances there. They have generated some offence on this power play, but so far unable to solve Mackenzie McNamara, who, since coming in place of Amelia McGinley last season, has been outstanding between the pipes there, previously with the Cardiff Comets. But I mean, we were talking previously on the 16s games before, Connor, and just the quality of goaltenders in the Women's League right now, it's amazing, isn't it?
It is. It's certainly got improved greatly over the years. and the score lines are getting tighter and less. The more that the keepers are improving throughout, and I'd class that as a trip there, if I'm honest.
She was certainly brought down there, Steph Towns, wasn't she? It was a collision at mid-ice. But back come the Queen Bees with no call. Vasilinsky going towards net. So he's Canadian-born with a Russian father.
Good hockey genes there.
You're telling me, yeah.
Yeah, certainly good. And good drinking genes also.
Yes.
That's a vodka on your cereal if I've ever heard it.
Yeah, vodka and maple syrup. That's a nice mix, isn't it? Towns that shoots on net. But yes, she's a very well trained hockey player, as you can imagine, and we've seen her in recent years playing for the London Capitals under 16s. It's her second season with the Queen Bees, and looks a good fit there as Ellie Wallace strides forward. She had a year in Finland a couple of years back and has come back into the Queen Bees team. Well, it's her line mate, Lily Endicott, who's going to head out to Sweden next year, so this will be her last playoffs for a while at least. Be a great opportunity for her, getting to play the sport you love in Sweden.
Yeah, it must be a pleasure to be able to do so, and especially in a foreign country as well, especially like Sweden. The higher standard there, and the players you're playing against are better, so that only then makes you a better player because you've got to try and match them. Yeah,
we've seen a lot of the British girls go out there, haven't we, over the years, and to test themselves. That one towards net. Coolshaw being sort of forced off the puck there. Some good defensive play there by Abby Sylvester. She's in control of the puck right now. That one comes out to Lamberton. Gets a shot off, but well blocked there. Right in front, it was Vasilinsky who was back, and you can see her work rate, Connor, there, can't you? Number 68, how she good two-way player, not just offensively, but does the leg work as well.
Yeah.
That one's dumped in. Hannah Byram will gather behind the net, and a very fast-paced game so far. Still with the Queen Bees, and Byram rather to Vasilinsky, I think it was, behind the net to Gale. She's quickly closed down though by Abby Coolshaw, who's so good on that forecheck. I don't know if you watched the game recently where Whitley beat Solihull 8-2, but she absolutely... Oh, that one just goes wide. She hit Jodie Alderson-Smith and cleaned her out well and truly with a strong, firm challenge, and Jodie got up afterwards. She was shocked. She said, actually, I didn't realise you could hit so hard, which was a compliment, obviously, but GB colleagues, teammates and friends as well, of course, off the ice. But it was the competitiveness, I think, of Abby is there to see, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. She's like a little bowling ball when she gets going. And it's like one of those big ones, when you're a kid and it says 14 on it. I'm like, I can throw this down the alley.
Yeah.
She's a bit like that. Yeah. When you throw it down. Yeah.
For somebody so slight built, you can't imagine just how strong she is, actually. She's very deceptive, isn't she?
Low centre of gravity, I believe, Adam.
Yes, that's one way of putting it, I suppose. Yes, yep. But she'll not thank me for saying that, so I'm glad you said that. But there's going to get a penalty here, and it's going to be on the Queen Bees.
Yeah, they're not been as disciplined as they should be.
No, Ruby plays that one out to Steph Towns. Freya Price gets back there. Now we'll get the whistle then. Millie Georgie touches the puck, and it's going to be a hooking call, and it is going to be on, I think it's on Freya Price. I believe that is.
I think she's just saying to her that you can't fish at ice hockey, and you've got to keep your rod.
Yeah,
you've got to keep your rod next to you.
It was Freya Price. Yeah, it's because she was wearing 16 for the Rattlesnakes before. She's in 96 now, and it confused me for a second there. But yeah, she's on that third line, and well, again, this is a good time for the Beacons as we're in the final minute of this opening period, and a chance to try and to get that goal back.
Yeah, it's always nice to finish on a power play and then start on a power play as well. It's really nicely timed, is that?
Yeah. Wallace will push out. Chance for a short-handed breakaway, but she's in the corner. Casey Trell very quick to close her out. Tyndale will just come in and steal the puck off her. Those two working well together. And then out wide, just out of the reach there of Coolshaw, but she had to be quick to challenge Lily Endicott as she heads back to the bench. That one to Coolshaw once again. Puck stops dead, but Coolshaw able to readjust and fend off Catherine Gale, although she's been forced back. Now she'll find Heidi Dunn. On the far side, heavy collision there. That was a head to the boards. I think that's why they've stopped it. It was an awkward collision. She'd already lost her foot in Desiree Snook, and she went head first into the boards. I think she was almost heading off, like she was expecting to get a penalty or something, but I think she lost what happened there, and Steph Town's gone over to check she's okay. But I think it's just for player safety. Any head contact now, you've got to be so careful.
Yeah, you have indeed. It's
she's going to stay out.
It's a forever scary part of the game is head contact with the boards, especially your neck and your spine.
Yeah, and it's in a similar place on the boards to where we saw
Sarah
Hutchinson have that injury last year,
yeah,
which was horrific, obviously, but pleased to see she's back playing and she will be here this weekend. But that will do it then for the first period. Queen Bees get the breakthrough at goal, but a positive response by the Beacons, you'd say?
Yeah, massively positive. You know, ending on 2 power plays, and going to be starting the next period on probably about a minute on 4 power play. They were working well, and don't get me wrong, personally I think that the Beacons have had more opportunities to score goals, but the Beacons have had more, well, I'd say they've had more opportunities, but off broken plays and stuff like that, but the Queen Bees have just had a little bit more quality.
They have. We're going to take a short break. We'll be back with you in just over 4 minutes time, so please don't go anywhere. Welcome back then for the start of the second period. That was a very quick restart. Actually, I wanted to get underway. And Wallace is straight from the restart has scored a short-handed goal. Whitley looked like they were still trying to get themselves set there, but Queen Bees wanted to get on with it, and they've literally caught them cold.
Yeah, I was taking a sip of water then, so I didn't quite see what happened. But I'm sure we'll get it on the replay.
From the face-off, Ellie Wallace broke through and was able to put that one home. So, yeah. Very disappointing, obviously, from Whitley's point of view, but what a start that is for the Queen Bees, and they're in a 2-goal lead. That's quite comfortable at this stage, and to get that one short-handed, I seem to remember Louise Adams scoring twice short-handed on the same penalty last year, and that proved to be quite an important point in the game as well.
Yeah, it's a crucial goal at crucial time, and it's never easy being on the receiving end of a short-handed goal, but again, that'll give the Queen Bees massive confidence as well, because if you can score with 4, you can score with 5.
Indeed, yes. They are such a good side, the Queen Bees, there's no denying that. But Whitley with a little bit of work to do then. They've still got this power play, a few seconds left on it, 20 seconds. I can actually see that side of the scoreboard, and we can't see the Queen Bees side, unfortunately, because there's 2 massive speakers in the way. But we do our best to read what we can see, and the other scoreboard at the other end isn't working. It's all in some sort of
hieroglyphs.
Yes, like an alien sort of language, isn't it? That we can't decipher. But here is Evie Tyndall, couldn't quite get in on goal, and Queen Bees looking to get it away. We're getting attacked by a giant fly around there. We could use your skills from last year, Connor, when you eliminated one with your trainer.
Yeah, we did a fly delete last year, and I will not be scared to do the same again.
Yeah, it took some skill to do, but yeah, it's obviously warm outside as well, but we're doing our best here today, and that one's come loose. Big rebound from Sunbolwell, and she had a defender helped clear that one away, but it was a fierce effort. She did well to stop that one.
Yeah, that was a good solid save, and the Deer doing well to collect the rebounds up.
Yeah, that one collected on the blue line. We're going to get a whistle for a penalty here, and it's going to be on the Beacon, so it'll be a Queen Bees power play now, so that will give them a real chance to...
oh, it was just an offside, delayed offside.
Oh, it was offside, yeah. Okay.
They're all in the same jersey, so it's really hard.
It is, yeah. It's a special playoff jersey, so it's not a solid black line stripe that you would normally have. It's like a magenta colour, which fades into the black, but as you say, it's very difficult to see the armbands, because it's essentially the same colour as the magenta stripes.
Yeah, I was getting confused in playoffs when I didn't know who was who. So you just have to respect them all as a ref and not a liner.
You didn't know which one to shout at, did you, Connor?
No.
As Viv McGee fends off that challenge, sets it up low, and Millie Georgie there keeping the move going over on the far side now. Ellie Shaw up on that far side, pinching up from the back. They've really boosted the Queen Bees blue line with these Swindon defenders. Ellie Shaw is one of them, obviously along with Amelia Williams and Miley Drazy. And it's been a real lifeline to the club, really, that they've not just had their own Firebees players coming through, but also the Swindon Top Cats players as well, for which Ellie Wallace is one of them, and that's set up nicely by Millie Georgie as she heads back to the bench. Gathered now by Kat Eastwood, who's going to post a lot of minutes today. That's a lovely pass forward to Mia Forbes, and Forbes gets a shot off and forces a save. That was first time we've really seen her, I think, in this game, Mia.
Yeah.
And she's
contributed straight away.
She has, yeah. She's on Steph Town's line. And so yeah, it's good to see her in action. She has played parts of the season, but obviously had commitments with the Kingston Diamonds as well. But she's kind of come in place of Ruby Newlands on this line, so I don't know where Ruby is going to cycle in, whether they're going to change the lines up. I suspect they probably have, which is why we've inserted Mia on here. But that pace and the shot was obviously got that offensive zone face-off. But back come the Queen Bees, and at the other end, Sylvester was really setting that play up, and then a big collision between Sylvester and Trail. Hannah Byram will drop back and gather. Sam just readjusted her helmet there, just off screen. I'm not sure if she had took a knock there, maybe. As Sylvester plays that one out wide to Voslinski. She's straddling the blue line before entering, and then picks out almost a perfect pass there for Lily Endicott, who's got a bit of time to work on that far side. And so make the most of this, folks. Lily Endicott, she won't be playing in the league next season. She's going to Swindon, such a great young talent that we've seen for the last few years. And I mean, that will be a miss for the Queen Bees next year as well.
Yeah, it'd be. It's never easy for a team to fill a spot that a player's been sat in for a while, and that's a good talent as well. It's always hard to find you can never replace them. You just have to find another person that slots into it as well, and it'll take a while for obviously to build chemistry with the team as well, which will probably help obviously the younger kids coming up and playing through. Yeah,
it will. As that will be controlled by Voslinski once again. Great control, but Casey Trail wins it back and then inadvertently trips.
That's a penalty. That's a bit of a holding interference.
Yeah, that one certainly was. She got away with the trip because that was, I mean, accidental. But yeah, she will sit for 2 minutes here, will Casey?
Yeah, get some sweets and have a bit of a water break.
Yes, but she'll be frustrated because she'd rather be out on the ice, of course.
Yeah. Playoff sweets are good though.
Yes, yeah, they are.
Yeah, they are.
I've seen them yesterday actually. Faye Andrews has got quite the selection.
Yeah, they are very good. I did take a 2 just to get some.
Yeah. Well, you've got to, haven't you? It'd be rude not to.
Yeah, you've got to.
Lily Endicott's going to take this draw then. So we will finally have a first power play of the game for the Queen Bees. And that one's going to be clear. It just escaped Amelia Williams. She'll adjust and will control. Yeah, holding was the confirmed call. Yeah. Endicott breaks the play up. Williams is there as an option, and she will receive. It was a nice little reverse pass there from Lily Endicott. And back with Williams, who's been such a big part of the way Swindon and Queen Bees have played over the years. She has got composure above her years, hasn't she? She's a player I always love watching.
Yeah, it's certainly very composed, and what I do see is that she's very good at manipulating players to go where she wants them to go, not where they want to go.
Yeah, she goes here with the shot. That's a good save by Sam, and then has to be quick to cover up the rebound with Ellie Wallace closing in.
Trying to pick up the scraps there.
Yeah.
I think that was just a bit of a fend off, like get out of my house.
Yeah, but I mean, you look at Amelia Williams and Ellie Shaw and their defenders, but they're on the shorter side in height, yet positional sense is just phenomenal, and they don't have to rely on their height or the physicality. No. They position themselves, they read the game so well, and that's what makes them such good defenders. Yeah,
it's not all about your size. It helps in some areas, but it's all about your IQ most of the time.
Yeah. That one's a nice tip by Evie. Intelligent play from her. We actually saw her late in the game making sure her under-16s team secured the win after her work rate, really. Her back-checking helped, and the last-ditch challenge prevented the Rattlesnakes making it a 1-goal game, and that's what you need, isn't it, on a penalty kill. That shot comes in, it's well blocked, it comes loose, and then Bolwell's able to cover that one up, but Abby Coulshaw doing a good job just in front of her, trying to create a bit of space for her goalie. And we're going to face off to the left of Sam's goal as she's looking at it. It's Ruby Newlands with the draw. Catherine Gale controls that one towards net. Snook, and she scored. Collects her own rebound. The first one was blocked. Second one in the back of the net. And it's 3-0 Queen Bee, so they do convert on the power play. Casey Trell heads back to the bench, looking a little bit disconsolate there, as you can probably appreciate. But at 3-0, yeah, we'll get the replay of the goal coming up here. And shot on the backhand. It was a flick, wasn't it?
It came off the back of Coulshaw's leg by the looks of it.
Not much she could do about it, but Desiree Snook on hand, quickest to react, and she put home her own rebound. Nothing much Coulshaw or Bolwell could do about that.
No, you've got to be quick when they're in front of the house like that, because teams like this won't mess about and won't wait for you to get to the puck first.
No, they won't, and nor should they, as Viv McGee will control. Control behind the back of the net. Ellie Shaw being forced back there with Danielle Turnbull closing in. She's on that line with Claire Turnbull. And looks like they've got Becky Castle-Wood on that line now as well, unless they've got a double shifting. But they are going to have to mix things up. I think Whitley, they'll need to get a response, won't they, and quick, otherwise they are going to find themselves well out of contention here. And that's control behind the back of the net. Freya Price closes in, but good control there from Danielle Turnbull. Claire Turnbull comes in to help her out. They're not related. Danielle very much from North Tyneside, and Claire from East Kilbride, just outside of Glasgow. And we'll see Claire in action later on this evening when she plays for the Caledonia Steel Queens. Danielle, one of the club stalwarts really, who's been at the club for a while now, a number of years. Still 29. Will have her 30th birthday in October, but someone who has come through the club and been a one-club player all her career. And really important to the cause. Again, she's somebody else who works so hard for the Beacons, isn't she?
Yeah, and I do admire one-club players. It takes a lot to stay at a club for your entire career.
Well, it does, yeah. And she's been such a great servant over the years and continues to be so, as Casey Trowell will control. She, of course, has had chances to play abroad, Castleton University in North America, and then had a year in Sweden as well. First and only British-born player to be drafted by what was the old PFL.
Oh, good save. That was a really nice play from the Queen Bees there.
Yeah, it was, and we're still building here with Ellie Wallace behind the back of the net. Wallace, who's looked quite the difference so far, hasn't she?
Yeah, certainly. A difference maker for them.
Not just the 2 goals, of course, but the fact that
no, the way she's playing as well, and it's certainly showing that obviously without Louise they can still produce and still be a very dominant force.
Yeah. Chased into a corner. That's Ruby Newlands, centering pass, but it's Ellie Wallace who picks that one off, and she seems to be everywhere on every inch of ice right now. Ellie Wallace, who's her work rate's phenomenal, as that one's cleared by Caitlin Stocks. Controlled over on the far side is Hannah Byram, closed in on by Emma Lamberton, who's been relatively quiet up until now. A bit of a physical shove there. Needs to be careful. She always, for me, treads that physical tightrope at times. Goslinski dropped past Snook, who's got Desiree on the back. That's her first name, her Christian name. And comes out. Shot on the turn by Gale. Yeah, it was. As Goslinski all control. There's a couple of poke checks coming in there from Caitlin Stocks, but still controls the puck, and now it's back to the point. Drazy's open, shot comes in from Williams. And now Ruby Newlands has got a chance to break forward. Poke check from Drazy. Ruby gets the puck back, and then it's just behind Steph Towns, and then Lamberton coming in. So yeah, they have mixed things up a lot, these lines, Whitley. I guess they're just trying to find what chemistry is going to work, what combination is going to work. That's a good high glove save there from Sam Bolwell. She'll hold on. We're going to face off inside the beacon zone. Get the replay coming up here. This is the Ellie Wallace chance before. Well, she slips it to Endicott and then to
that's a lovely
Stewart.
Play there. They were just
a
3-on-1 there. That was you know, a lovely play from them, and now they position themselves there in the formidable triangle.
Well, indeed, yeah. And so it was just maybe a little bit behind Endicott, wasn't it? But
don't believe that was offside.
No,
personally.
But it's been called, so we'll get the face-off outside the Queen Bee zone, and chance for them for the Queen Bees at least, to change their line, or complete their line change, I should say. And Andy Shaw will leave it for Freya Price, who's, let's say, put the minutes in so far. And good to see Queen Bees rolling out 3 lines here as well. Third line is getting a lot of ice time early on. And you need that, don't you? I mean, you know, a lot of these girls are going to be playing multiple games. Well, you would assume, given the way the scoreline is now, the Queen Bees will make the final, but the other players, some of the players have got other teams that they play on as well, and so it's a lot of hockey, and you need to keep everyone fresh, don't you?
You do indeed, yeah. And the worst thing is sometimes when you're in games like this, you need high-intensity games, and you need people to be pushing, especially when you're chasing a game. You need people to be pushing hard, and you can't be forced to not actually play all of your players.
Casey Trout scored. I didn't actually see that go in. I've seen her go close to goal, but I thought Mackenzie McNamara had it. But what a finish that was. She backhand, top shelf, block aside, and we'll get a replay of it coming up. But it's what the game needed, certainly, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's a big boost for them there.
Here comes Casey now. She'll enter the zone along the right wing boards. Gets in behind Ellie Shaw. And then, flick on the backhand. Yeah, top shelf.
Yeah, lovely finish.
Might even have took a little nick off the underside of the bar on the way through. But, it's a 2-goal game.
I think the Queen Bees just give her a bit too much respect there and just give her a bit too much time to do what she wanted to do.
Yeah. And it was as if everyone else had either stopped or slowed down. And Casey was saying, no, I'm carrying on.
Yeah.
And she's got the goal, and it's...
just a tip off the glove there.
As I say, it's what the game, it was for the good of the game, for the neutrals.
Yeah.
Andy Wallace, though, 2 goals in this game. And we said before what a difference she's been, but that's not just for her goals that she scored, but it's an all-round game, isn't it?
Yeah, good all-round player. Does all the little stuff right, which then, in turn, helps with the rest of your game.
Yeah, indeed. As the battle continues up in the corner. Andy Wallace, just out of her reach that time. Byram shots charged down, deflects off Danielle Turnbull's stick. And then Lily Endicott back to Abby Sylvester. She sidesteps the challenge from Steph Towns and then rides another one from Casey Trell. She's beyond the net now, but is still in control, is Abby. Quite possibly the best defender in the women's game right now. Becky Caster-Wood forward. Hannah Byram will pick that one off. Well, I'm sure Casey Trell would put her credentials forward for that honour as well, but Abby, for so many years, has been the standard bearer at the Queen Bees. Still with Abby Sylvester. It's a lovely pass stroked out wide to Lily Endicott, who's got a bit of space to work with, but nice play by Caitlin Stocks. She stood her ground and broke the play up. And it's with the Sheffield-born defender now, and then laid off from Lamberton to Towns, who will chase this one down. Scored a goal last season in this fixture. Steph Towns and Ruby Newlands got the 2 goals in a 7-2 Queen Bees win. Vaslinski shoots, and that's Sam Balwell just closed the pads in time, didn't she? Shut her knees and managed to stop that shot, because that was a laser beam trying to go 5-hole.
Yeah, I think that just got caught up in the snow at the side of the post, and the referee's just scooping the snow away now.
Yeah.
It's the only problem when it's a bit warm outside and it's cool in here, you end up getting the ice cut up quite a lot because the chillers are working overtime to keep this place cool.
Indeed, raises shot through traffic. Waslinski was trying to control, but she was getting leaned into. She was put off balance. Now she's been brought down. Still the puck battle continues. Nice work from Grace Cooper as well defensively. Now Emily Duffy, a first shift from her. It's a nice pass for Coulshaw, and it's nice to see the youngsters getting some ice time here, because although they have played that game earlier on, they still bring fresh legs to this game, and the pace that they have is what's needed. They need to stretch the bench a bit. Stabbed just wide
nice
from
play.
Gale. Catherine Gale, what a chance. She was. It was one of them she had to take first time, though, wasn't it, with the pressure coming in?
Yeah, one of those you've just got to hit, because the keeper's at full stretch trying to come across, so you've just got to get your stick there no matter how you get it there.
Yeah. Freya Price is open. It's still with Ellie Shaw. It's a nice pass forward to Viv McGee. Nice defending, though, by Heidi Dunn. And it wasn't easy, because Viv McGee's another tall, rangy player, a little bit like Ellie Wallace, in that she's got that long stick reach, and Heidi got the quick poke check in before she got settled, really. Nice work from Lamberton. That one's picked off by Georgie, Milton Keynes born player. Now Steph Towns up on 1 foot there. Almost Phil Kessel-esque there as she released that shot. Millie Georgie once again goes forward. And control behind the back of her net. Ruby Newlands having to do a lot of work deep in her own zone there. Casey Trell striding out. She's a poke check there. Freya Price come off her feet, but as Towns' shot just wide and deflected wide of a target. Doig doing some good work there. Poke check from Mackenzie coming in, and then
good pressure,
cleared again. Yeah. Newlands with a shot from the high slot. Becky Castor-Wood will chase this one down in the corner to Newlands, and that one's picked off by Price forward towards Wallace, but it's picked off by Grace Cooper, who's playing alongside Kat Eastwood right now. And we've got 7D here today, Whitley, so that gives them plenty of options, even without Mooney, as that one comes in. Caitlin Morrison, who's unavailable for this game. Controlled by Grace Cooper. So she's from Yorkshire, played for Kingston, but currently at university in Newcastle, so it means she's playing for Whitley right now. That's good defending there from Hannah Byram. Stood up Ruby Newlands well, and that's not easy to do when she's coming at you at full pace like that. Stewart can only lay it off towards Grace Cooper. Now Newlands is away. Newlands cuts back inside. Turnbull thought about taking it off her, but it probably did favour her more on the forehand. Newlands had to take it on the backhand, and
yeah, definitely.
Mackenzie McNamara able to get that one away. Wallace will now counter at the other end, and we'll see her later on playing for the Swindon Topcats. That one in the corner. Nice work from Claire Turnbull, and they continue to work hard here. And we'll get a whistle on the play.
No matter what, at the minute there just seems to be a Queen Bees player everywhere.
Yeah.
You know what? Every loose puck, every 50-50, there just seems to be a Queen Bees player there ready and waiting to get the puck off them.
Yeah, it does. And we'll see a replay coming up here. That last chance. Oh no,
it was the last chance that Ruby just had then.
Yeah.
You know, good chance the puck just got away from her when she pulled it through.
So the Steph Towns line is going to stay away. She's going to take the draw. They have gone back to having Ruby and Becky Caston-Wood together with Steph, but they have been mixing things up. And as I say, it's been good to see Emily Duffy and Mia Forbes getting shifts. You know, they've been part of the journey which got Whitley here in the first place. They deserve their ice time. Shot comes in, kick save. Newlands will control. Comes off the end boards. Heidi Dunn will gather. Becky Castle-Wood with that reverse pass. Gale picks off, and that is dumped in. Good work by Gale. Oh, sorry, Waslinski rather. Who's on this line with Catherine Gale. That one's going to roll its way behind the back of the net. Heidi Dunn's got a bit of time here to play this, although Viv McGee's closing in fast, and separates the player from the puck. The puck's loose, but Whitley will react quickest, and Steph Towns will play it out wide to Newlands, who'll get it out the zone. Becky Castlewood will chase after it. Marnie Drazy will control. Now Millie Georgie will take over. Steph Towns, you could see there, she had her stick on the ice that whole time, and still she was able to pick that one off. It telegraphed it a bit, but Queen Bee's still a bit of a slow pass out of the zone, and Steph able to pick that one off. And that's, I mean, that's hockey 101, isn't it? One of the first things you get taught is you leave your stick on the ice.
Always leave your stick on the ice.
And that's for that very reason, isn't it?
Yep, it's always that. You always skate with your stick on the ice, no matter what. Because you never know if and when the puck's going to come to you if you're not looking, and it's just, especially when you're in the offensive zone as well.
Yeah. Newlands carries in, put under pressure from Stewart, trying to split two players. It's Stewart who comes out with the puck low, and she will feed Price. Nice poke check from Lamberton. Stewart will now advance once again, and the Queen Bees swarming forward into the offensive zone. Tyndale will dart down this right wing side. Forced deep row. She couldn't really make the play. She couldn't get the shot off. She couldn't pick somebody out.
Nice play there.
Lamberton, shots blocked. Lamberton again. And then we get a whistle on the play for the cover-up. And yeah, we're inside the final minute, but we've seen a good response again from Whitley. They've fell 3 goals behind. They got the goal back. And although Queen Bees are still generating a lot of chances, Whitley are getting more as well themselves. It is opening up, isn't it, the game?
Yeah, it is opening up, and it's becoming a bit more of a end-to-end game rather than a bit more of a dominant display that we used to be seeing with the Queen Bees. But it's at the moment it's a 1-all period as well, so
yeah.
It's not bad going.
Well, indeed, yeah. As Steph Towns out there currently with Mia Forbes and Emily Duffy. Set up deep, controlled by Kat Eastwood. She gets more and more composed every time you watch her. She's been a real success story, having come through the Beacons under 16. She's managed to get quite a few games playing for Caledonia the last 2 years, which has helped her development, and this is her first year playing elite hockey, and she's looked at home there, and say those extra games in Scotland's really helped her. Wallace, she'll carry and just fire in with seconds to go. That will do it, but some positive signs of life there from Whitley. We could still have a game in that third period.
Yeah, it's only a 2-goal game, and you know what they say about that.
Worst one to defend, isn't it?
It's the worst win to defend, so it's the Whitley have certainly got some momentum from that goal there at least, and Queen Bees are just absolutely flying as always, so it'll be an interesting third period. Really will.
We're going to get an ice cut here, so we've got showing 5 minutes on the clock. We are getting an ice cut between the second and third periods. The teams are going back to the dressing rooms. We're going to take a bit of a break, and we'll be back with you in around about 10-15 minutes time, so please don't go anywhere. And we're back underway, folks, as we've had the ice cut ahead of the start of the third period. So Queen Bees very quickly in the offensive zone, looking to get that breakthrough again like we did in the second. It's come loose, but a quick whistle had already gone, thankfully for Whitley's sake there. But that could have been another opening goal there for the Queen Bees.
Yeah, I think everybody lost that puck there.
Yeah, the whistle had gone at that point, and then the puck just seemed to appear loose, didn't it?
Yeah, that was really odd.
So, from the puck drop then, it's won by Lily Endicott. Ellie Wallace will chase that one into the corner. Good work from her. Oh, that one comes out the zone though, a bit of a heavy touch. Hannah Barham will have to backtrack here with a fast skating. Ruby Newlands closing in. She's in an offside position though. So Becky Castlewood couldn't play it in towards her. Now Endicott will respond. Still with Endicott, looking for Abby Sylvester. She was screened there though, she had double coverage, but Wallace holds off Towns and gets a shot off, and it's Casey Trowell who blocks it in the end, going into the corner. Still with Trail.
Body on your line there when you're at playoffs.
Yeah. Right, a challenge from Veslinski. Shot on net, glove save, and that's a good save as well by Mackenzie McNamara, who will hold on.
I think it was the right shot to take there, to be honest with you.
Yeah, we'll see the replay here.
Yeah, net well covered there.
Lamberton with the draw. Williams sends it across into the corner. Now Natasha Doig. That comes off the end boards, controlled. Gale, the battle there with Coulshaw, holds off one challenge still with the Beacons though, and Coulshaw, the Beacons captain, will hold on. She's trying to get her team going. This is their first meaningful attack of a period, and that one from Lamberton just wide, deflected wide, and the follow-up from Towns, from Coulshaw
That's
rather.
still loose. That
yeah,
puck was still
gone.
loose there, yeah.
It was, yeah. I think officials had lost sight of it. I think in the end Mackenzie was lying on it and did just enough to cover it. We'll see the replay here. That's a shot from Lamberton, and then Coulshaw steers this one wide.
Yeah, the puck's just there at the leg pad there, and then it just gets choked underneath the leg pad.
From the draw, it's Snook, and then controlled by the Queen Bees behind the net. It was Marley Drays who set that one away initially. Gale squeezed along the boards by Coulshaw. GB teammates, of course. Ellie Shaw. Voslinski will chase that one down. Lamberton couldn't get there quick enough. Coulshaw controls at centre ice. Now Dunn controls on the blue line. Voslinski, who sort of had her elbow out, just caught Heidi Dunn accidentally there. But she's got up and she's playing on. Lamberton and Voslinski battling in front of the boards. Those two know each other from GB 18s. Puck's in the corner with Jade Sito. Out wide to Tyndale, who's got a bit of space to work with here. Quick hands, but Sylvester stood her up well in the end, and Tyndale had nowhere to go. That's the beauty of a experienced GB defender, knows exactly how to deal with that threat. And here comes Sylvester now with the other way. This is our offensive talent we're seeing now as she strides into the zone. Swept away by Bolwell, who just helped it on its way. This is Caitlin Stocks, who has been with the Beacons. This is her 4th season now, I believe. Played at the playoffs for them every year. Sheffield-born defender, so she's played here with the Shadows as well, and at the playoffs with her hometown team. And able to play on a 2-way, of course, because she's under 23, so she can play for Sheffield in Div 1 and Whitley in Elite.
Was it 23? I didn't know.
Yeah, 23 is the cut-off. So Abby Sylvester, for example, used to captain the Firebees up until she turned 23. And that's some player to have in Div 1, isn't it? Let's be honest.
It is, yeah. Yeah. Almost seems to be like on a cheat code there.
Exactly, that's exactly what it is, yes.
Yep.
Certainly the year Whitley won that league and got promoted back to the Elite League, Abby was captain of the Firebees that year, and there was some excellent couple of games between the two sides, I seem to remember. And Abby was a really good leadership there, and it's a chance for the younger girls to develop. That's why the rule's in place. It's additional games of hockey, and it benefits the player ultimately.
Yeah, it certainly does.
That one is carried out by Millie Georgie, who has been set. Sorry, Grace Riley even, and she is on that third line with Georgie normally, I believe, but it's I think we're in the middle of a line change here. Yeah, she's heading back to the bench. It's the Endicott line out there now. It's, again, Grace Riley, we played earlier for the Ice Bees and their success over D-side.
That's a good play.
Yeah, that one's going to be covered up as Casey Trowell was closing in and trying to get her second of the game. And we'll get a face-off inside the Queen Bee zone. picked off by Stewart rather, and it's gone through for Ellie Wallace. She sends it around the boards, but picked off by Casey Trail, who has been the most prominent player for the Beacons, and we said earlier she looked destined to score the goal. She did. Here comes Newlands now, shoots early, but just shanks it wide, just short of the target. We've got a whistle.
We've had a collision there.
Yeah, it's a heavy collision into the net. See the replay here. Here's Newlands, stole the puck off Drazy.
Oh, she was just sliding in, and then she's just taking the keeper out as she's gone and gone into the unforgivable posts, I find.
Indeed. So we have a bit of a stoppage here as they get ready.
I believe. Are they changing? They shouldn't have been allowed to change then.
Puck comes loose from the draw. Queen Bees are pushing out here with Stewart.
It's a good stick there.
Hardy Dunn does a good job getting it over the centre red line. Evie Tyndall helping out, and now Emma Lamberton as well. Still though, Ellie Wallace on her knees, and she's still controlling the puck. Not even 3 Beacons players could take it off her. Endicott, nice hands from her as she controls on the blue line. Rink wide pass. Drazy closes in. Just behind Catherine Gale, and Coulshaw is following Gale everywhere on the ice. Those two have matched up so well in this game. Drazy and Lamberton pushing and shoving going on there. That's going to be a fiery battle. Gale, nice pass to Snook, gets a return pass, but offside. So we got a stoppage for that. But thoughts on the period so far, Connor?
It's been a bit back and forth. There's not really been any structured control via either team here. It's just been all broken plays and people making the most of what they've got and what they've been dealt with.
Yeah.
Both teams are clearly obviously pushing hard, and I'd say the more structural of the two is obviously the Queen Bees.
Yeah.
On the zone entry and how they're breaking out the zone, but because of their nature and of their aggressive forecheck, it's then opening up a little bit of a lane in the neutral zone sometimes for Whitley to get that pass that you're seeing through up and out, and Casey did it there. You know, it's an old man rush. It's rare, but it has been happening quite a bit this game.
Indeed, yeah. Hannah Byron then carrying the puck along the boards. Whitley trying to get control of it, as we are almost at the 7-minute mark of this third and final period. It's still a 2-goal game, and back we go. Cooper will clear from the blue line. Freya Price, centering pass. That was almost a perfect setup there for Stewart, who was racing in. And would have just been a tap in. That one's dumped in. Comes back out. Trail will control. She'll collect off the boards and look to wind up and lead the next attack. She'll have to cycle back round. That entry was closed off with a combination of Price and Georgie doing well. That one comes in now for Becky Casterwood. Lays it off for Kat Eastwood. Shot blocked. Yeah. Now it's for Williams rather, who controls. That one's poked out the zone by Georgie as she heads back to the bench. Eastwood. Now, she's had quite the journey north over the years. Grew up in, born in Kent, grew up in the West Country, and then near Glastonbury, I believe, and then spent the last few years of certainly of her hockey development either at Whitley or Billingham, and as we mentioned before, she's had those couple of seasons with Caledonia on a 2-way contract, but really one of the real poster children of the under-16 successful program, getting fast-tracked into the elite team.
Well, the icing waved off there because they got there first.
Stewart's effort is behind the net. It's going to have legs and carry out, is it? No, just kept inside by Endicott. And then Lamberton's brought down there.
Wallace seems to be on the deck quite a lot today.
Yeah.
She's normally quite a strong skater.
She is, yeah, but whether she's going to sit at the back of her bench, I hope she's okay, because that was quite a heavy fall for her.
Yeah, she's had a few today. I don't know if she's carrying an injury of some kind, but she's been on the ice a bit more than normal, because she's normally a very, good, strong skater with good edges.
Yeah, indeed. Back to Cito, just short of a goal, but Coulshaw almost got a redirect on it. That one's cleared nicely. She was falling back there, Voslinski, but was still able to get it away and set Catherine Gale off down the other end of the ice. Nice coverage by Cito. To Hannah Byram, whose shot's deflected away by Coulshaw. Controlled by Snook Sylvester towards net, and Voslinski gets a shot off on the turn. Cito stayed close to her though, and was able to steer the effort away. Shot comes in from close range, good block. Catherine Gale trying to force that one home. It was her who had the initial shot as well, and then that one's eventually stabbed wide of the net.
Yeah, it just ends up a bit of a sword fight there, doesn't it, between the players?
Yeah, it does. But some good hustle play there by the Beacons. Lamberton was in amongst it, so was Cito, so was Heidi Dunn, and Coulshaw, I think. But, they're defending well here, Whitley, and
soaking a lot of pressure here.
Sylvester.
And that's a timely break for them.
It was, yeah.
Yeah, it was soaking a lot of pressure up there. It was just relentless. It was back to the point, shot, scramble, same cycle, same again. So they'll be taking a well-needed break now, I think, because that was some good offensive time for the Queen Bees there.
Yes, it was, yeah. As Georgie will take the draw, and again that third line getting a lot of ice time today for the Queen Bees. They know that, well, they plan to be in the final tomorrow. They're less than 10 minutes away from confirming that as it stands, and they know the importance of using everybody and keeping fresh legs for tomorrow, where they'll face either Solihull or Guildford in a very tough matchup, whoever they'll face in that final if they were to get there. But Whitley, they want to be the ones who go there themselves. They want to cause a shock here and beat the league champions. And let's be honest, it would be a shock, because the Queen Bees have been playoff champions 3 years in a row. Here's Williams, and they've won the league twice in the last 3 years. They are the standard bearers. Whitley finished 4th in the regular season, so they are understandably second favourites coming into this matchup. But everyone loves a good underdog story, don't they?
They do indeed.
As that one's dumped in. Collected by Williams. McGee.
I think Queen Bees have just gone into a management phase now, like I talked about earlier on in the game.
Yeah.
They've just gone into a not too much of a scramble. Again, you see that they're obviously in the lead by 2 goals, but they're just going into that management phase where they don't look scared, they don't look worried. They'll still try score goals.
Endicott.
And they're doing an extremely good job.
They are, yeah. Endicott to Wallace, who fired. She's on a hat-trick, remember. Caitlin Stocks, who's had a very strong game indeed for Whitley. Endicott again. This is game 3 of 15 for this weekend. Plenty more hockey to come today and tomorrow and Monday morning for you. So please do keep tuned throughout the weekend. Crazy. Of course, if you can make it down to a rink, please do so. It's lovely weather outside, but it's if you want to escape the heat and the sun, then why not cool off here in the rink and watch some excellent hockey. But if you can't make it, we do have the stream for you. That one's turned aside by Bolwell. And I mean, considering last season it was a bit of a blowout. Queen Bees won this fixture 7-2. Whitley will be content, I would say, that they've kept it a lot closer today, haven't they?
Yeah, and they've certainly shown glimpses of points where they're matching them or being better than them. But glimpses is not good enough to win you a game. You've got to be consistent, as I said, like the Queen Bees are. They are consistently good throughout.
Great opportunity for Voslinski there. She's just lashed that one wide with Bolwell struggling to get up. I don't know if she's pulled something there in the act of making that opening save, which I know she's pulled a groin before playing against the Queen Bees down in Slough a couple of years ago, so I do hope she's okay. We're going to get a replay of it here, but it was a bit of a let-off because with Sam unable to get back up, or maybe she got caught on the way through maybe, but Waslinski just seemed to lash that one wide when the goal was gaping. But we have got a stoppage here, and well, you know Sam better than anyone here. Do you think she's okay? Do you think she has pulled something maybe?
I think she's probably pulled something, but taking some extra time to help it.
Yeah.
Rather than rushing straight back on.
Yeah.
And getting back to it.
Which you've got to be careful, especially with a goalie, haven't you?
Yeah, especially with goaltenders as well. I'd like to say that they get an extra time allowance for injuries as such. If a player gets injured, they get off and another one gets on, but it's not the same scenario when you've got a goalie. But
putting the helmet back on now, so
yeah,
she looks good to go.
I think it was more of a twinge and an uncomfortable moment that needed a moment to get back round to it, because it looked on her left leg that it just overextended slightly, and this is the thing when you are in goal, you have to be a form of a contortionist.
Yes, you do. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed you do. But it's good to see she is back there then, and she is back between the pipes.
Yeah, my predictions were right. She just needed a moment.
Yeah,
she's all good.
Well, as I say, nobody here would know her better than you do, Connor. For those who don't know, Connor is Sam's partner. But it's good to see that she's okay. You never want to see anyone injured. And we are going to get a face-off at centre ice to restart the game for the final 6 minutes 47 of regulation. And straight from the off, Gale looking to get in goal. Nice poke check away from, or by Casey Trail, I should say. That one comes in. Trail gets it away. Coolshaw just out of her reach will chase down Sylvester. It is, and she's got in behind Sylvester here. Puck comes loose. She needs Desiree Snook to help her, and Emma Lamberton's doubling up as well to even things out there. Still with Coolshaw. She did well there actually to get in behind Abby and to Abby Sylvester and shield the puck. And that one comes out. Trail colliding with Desiree Snook. She's battling with Gale there. Puck comes loose, but Gale's too strong for her and breaks free. Carried in.
Looked a bit offside to me.
It did a little bit, didn't it?
Yeah. That trailing leg wasn't quite trailing enough.
Yeah. Yeah, that was between Waslinski and I think and Gale, wasn't it? But that one's gone in, and as the Queen Bees will use the opportunity to change the line. Trail controlling behind the net. Coolshaw
not ready for that pass there.
No, she wasn't. She was off balance and would allow Williams to make the clearance and dump back in. Trail up along the boards here. Queen Bees just using the opportunity to burn off the clock, which is all they need to do now. They don't have to do any risky plays. The onus is very much on Whitley, isn't it, to take the game to them? Yeah,
it's very much on them now to put the pedal to the metal.
Indeed, as Trail will release Tyndall and head back to a bench. Tyndall enters the zone, forced wide by Drazy. Still with Tyndall back to Heidi Dern, whose shot is blocked and turned aside. Good battle over on the far side.
Yeah, there's been some tough battles on the balls today. There's no love lost between these two teams.
No. That one comes out to Williams. I mean, I think, to be honest, the players do respect each other as much as any two teams in the Elite League do. But, of course, you still want to win that competitive nature.
You do, indeed.
You've got a lot of GB players in this team, and they're even more competitive than anybody else in this league. So, of course, they're your friends, but you want to beat them.
Yeah.
So, you know.
it almost gives you a bit more of a competitive edge just to have bragging rights that you beat them.
Of course it is, yeah. Whenever I play...
Oh,
it's come loose. It's the net's off as well. Now, what are they calling here?
No change at the moment. She's not allowed to change because they pushed the net off.
Yeah. I thought they did.
Yeah. That was them pushing the net off. I don't know if it was the keeper or a player falling into it. Oh, replay here. Yeah, it was the keeper kicking it off. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Stretching across.
So we'll get the face-off then in, which will stay inside the Queen Bee zone.
Some tired Queen Bees players as well.
Well, yeah, but that is the rule. Same as with like an icing, isn't it? It's to dissuade you from doing that sort of thing. But
Yeah.
look, I think it was a genuine attempt at making a save.
It was it was definitely a genuine attempt to make a save there, and sometimes it does happen because you're pushing your full body weight against a little peg.
Yeah, and we do know, particularly at that end of the ice here, that net does have a tendency to come off quite easily, doesn't it?
It does, yeah.
As you know, because you play here with Sutton. But
yeah, it does. It's especially that net, and I don't know why. It just always tends to come off the moorings quite a lot compared to the other side.
Yeah, Casey, Steph Towns rather, and Becky Casterwood almost getting each other's way there as they tried to force that puck home. It would have made things interesting. 3:30 to go or thereabouts, would have made it a 1-goal game. And still though, Queen Bees, if they can get a 4th, they'll just about ice the game at that point. It's still finally poised. Oh,
now
redirect from Wallace.
there.
Yeah, it was. She wants that hat-trick marker, and who can blame her? She's been excellent today, as she so often is, of course, but is worth repeating. Oh, that's a lovely drop pass to Endicott, who scored, and that is, I think, the Queen Bees in the final for tomorrow, a 4-1 lead with 3 minutes to go, and the Swindon girls get the job done then. Wallace to Endicott. We've seen that move before, haven't we?
We have, and that were a lovely play, that. Really good read from Wallace there, and that drop pass was extremely good, and there was a screen in front of the net.
See it here, Wallace, that long reach there, and then the drop pass, a little flick back to Endicott, who mid-slot steered it home.
Yeah, that was a lovely play, that.
We're going to get a timeout here, I presume he's being called by the Beacons, but yeah, I mean, excellent, really excellent finish by a top quality player, and I will be sad to see her go to Sweden next year. It's a great opportunity for her own career, but the WNIHL will be losing a top quality player who entertains and thrills in equal measure. We will get a restart at centre ice, and of course, because that timeout was called directly after the goal. Just allows the Beacons to settle down a little bit as well, doesn't it, and refocus. And
it's timeouts for people who don't tend to follow the sport really, and not only for the players to get a chance to reset and recharge, it's also can be used tactically as a momentum killer as well.
Yeah. So Abigail Stewart gets his secondary assist. Apologies on, well, no, I know exactly who got the primary assist. We didn't announce it, but of course we know it was Ellie Wallace. As Catherine Gale rides that challenge, full control from Gretzky's office. We'll have to go back again as Kat Eastwood blocked off that passing lane. Kat just gives absolutely everything on every shift. Plays boys hockey as well, and is as physical as anybody in that league. Does not care who she's playing against, she will give everything. Well, that one is dumped in. Cito will control. That's going to be collision behind the net with McGee. Now Casey Trail striding forward, the lone goal scorer for the Beacons.
Pickpocket there.
Yeah, cuts back inside. Is this going to be 5? That's a good save by Bolwell as Freya Price was closing in on net. Cleared out by Cito. Coolshaw on that right wing side. Forced into the corner there by some good defending by Drazy. And then Drazy gets a Drazy sort of got back in front of the net just in time and did enough to put her off, but yeah, into the side of the net. That was a chance to make it a 2-goal game again with just over a minute to go, minute 10. Amelia Williams, nice poke check from Heidi Dunn. Wallace tried to steer that one home, didn't quite connect on it the way she would have wanted. Becky Casterwood battling with Stewart. One off the end boards to Williams. Beacons having to really force the issue here, but Queen Bees can just play this one out. Newlands hasn't really had the impact on the game she would have liked, I'm sure. It's it's always tough against the Queen Bees. They don't give you a great deal of scoring opportunities, do they?
No, they don't, and that's why you kind of got to take them when they are there.
Stewart to Endicott, who fires, went to go 5-hole, but Sam shut the pads and then saved the follow-up as well. Just a few seconds remaining now then, as Newlands will push out. Endicott will go with her, glides into her. Oh, and that's a goal by Ruby Newlands. It's a consolation, but she'll come away from the playoffs with scoring what was an excellent goal. She held off Lily Endicott and rifled that one home with 5 seconds to go. We'll see a replay of it here. That will give, well, it is a consolation, as I say, but it will give the Beacons something to cheer, I'm sure. Look at the challenge there. She held off, it was too strong for Endicott, cut back onside to her forehand and lashed it home 4-2. And it makes the scoreline a little bit more respectable.
Yeah, that 5 seconds to go, you know, it's still a very good goal. That's probably either that or the goal that's just been before. There's the goal of the game for me.
Yeah, what it was, that will do it then. Congratulations to the Queen Bees. They go into tomorrow's final. We will see the trophy presentation of them winning the Elite League, of course, coming up next. But from 7-2 last year to 4-2 this year, you can see there's been progress there for the Beacons.
Yeah, it certainly has. You've closed the deficit, and in all honesty, they played a lot better than they did last year. Queen Bees are obviously always getting better, but the Beacons have closed the gap certainly this year. And you know, commiserations to the Beacons, but congratulations to the Queen Bees. They thoroughly deserve it. You're league champions. You kind of expect to go through to a playoff final.
Yeah. And to be honest, they were good value for it, weren't they, really, in the end? And obviously, we wish them all the best of luck in that final tomorrow. We're going to get the handshakes coming up now. Beacon still just having a little bit of a post-game huddle there, just discussing what was going on. Thoughts on player of the game, then, Connor, for each side? Who stood out for you today?
For the Queen Bees, I would say either Wallace or Sylvester for
Ellie
me.
Wallace or Abby Sylvester, yeah.
Yeah, there was a couple of other, excuse my pronunciation, Goskowski or Goslinski. A really good game from them as well. But I think the whole team had a good level on them.
Yeah.
But those three certainly stood out for me. And for the Beacons, I would say Casey Trail had a fantastic game. I think Coleshaw had a good game as well. Really putting the effort in and working the corners and being smart and making right plays. And I also think as much as the impact that Ruby didn't want to have on the game, she wanted more. Yeah. She certainly did some good things there as well.
Yes, she did. Yeah.
And I think Tyndale as well had a good game as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they caused the Queen Bees' defence problems. Yeah, absolutely. I think that's probably Abby Coulshaw's best game of the season for me. She was outstanding. Yeah, she would probably get my vote, or possibly Casey Trail, because not just for the goal, but she was driving forward at every opportunity. Queen Bees, yeah, for me, Ellie Wallace, yeah, you couldn't really look past her, just how good she was. 2 goals, 1 assist. What more could you want, really?
Yeah, and she was just all over. She was everywhere all the time. She was hungry till the clock stopped, and it were her IQ and a vision of the game in that game specifically was very good.
Yeah,
and she just seemed to have a really good engine on her, and she just kept battling all the way through. And that's it's hard to do when going into the game that you know you are the better team, but you still have to treat it as that you're not. And I think that's what they did in that, because anybody can take points off anybody, and it's been proven this year in the season. Yeah. So you've kind of got to go in the game not confident and just take everyone as equals, because if you don't, then that's when you do start to flop and you do end up chasing a game.
Yeah, you do indeed. We are going to stay on air to show you the Player of the Game awards, plus the trophy presentation to the Queen Bees for being the regular season Elite League champions. So please do bear with us for that. There is usually a bit of a delay between the handshakes finishing and the awards being made, but I can see that Faye Andrews is down there, ready to award the trophies. See the 2 MVP awards stood there, in fact. But yeah, it's a strong Queen Bee side, and it's going to, whoever wins the second semi-final coming up next is going to have a tough task, aren't they, to sort of beat that team.
Yeah, it'll certainly be a good final.
Yeah.
Whichever team obviously comes out on top in this next semi-final is going to have, they're going to have to go through hell to make sure that they try and win that.
Yeah.
Like last year's clash, it was Queen Bees and Solihull, and obviously Queen Bees came out on top. It was a good battle, and it was a really good game to watch and to commentate on. But I do believe that either one or them, Guildford or Solihull, it's been proven that they beat each other, so it's going to be a tough do.
Yeah, Becky Castor-Wood's been named player of the game.
She did have a good engine on her that game.
Oh, she does, yeah.
She just doesn't stop skating.
Yeah, it's well, I mean, and throughout her career, she's always played that way. She's one of the first names you'd want on your team sheet. Just an ultimate competitor. And Ellie Wallace, no real surprise there. As I say, 2 goals, 1 assist out of the 4 goals. And well done to Ellie, very, very well deserved as well. And we've got the trophy presentation now, as the officials will leave the ice. But yeah, it's a very different jersey to what we're used to with the Queen Bees. I don't know if it's just a playoff special or whether they intend to wear this going forward, but it's taking a bit of getting used to, if I'm being honest. It's almost done like a university college jersey, isn't it, with the QB on the front?
Yeah, they tend to keep them very plain and simple, don't they, at
Yes, they do, yeah. It's usually the initials of the university on there, isn't it?
Yeah, or the place where it is.
Yes.
So Boston University just says Boston.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Yeah, you know you're from Boston.
Yeah.
So, they do try to keep it simple, don't they? And I think they do look cool. I do like them. The Queen Bees jerseys, you certainly know that they're Queen Bees.
You do, yes.
I mean, you only do if you do, because the B could stand for anything.
It could, yes. As they're going through the roster here, I'm not entirely sure if we are going to get an ice cup between the games. I was led to believe there is going to be one before the start of the second semi-final. If not, then there will be between the second and the third. But we'll hold on and tell you that, of course, in due course, as soon as we know. But congratulations then to the Queen Bees as Hannah Byram steps forward to receive the trophy. This is her first time as captain that she has this honour of taking the trophy out to her teammates, which is the tradition now to celebrate in that way. And here is Hannah Byram then. And that is Queen Bees Elite League champions yet again, the second time in 3 seasons. And of course this is the players, but not in that huddle are coaches Louise Adams and Chrissy Newman, who are just in the background, stood in front of the bench. They are slowly walking over towards their teammates now, but they are also obviously part of that team as well. And indeed it looks like they are going to get involved on the photo shoot. But congratulations then to the Queen Bees. We will leave you with these pictures, and we'll be back with you very shortly for the second semi-final of the Elite League, so please do not go anywhere.